Well, go ahead.
The whole world, oh, you mean just been filming all
Yes.
this? I thought you were going to do your
I said I'm going to say okay and then start, and I said okay, and I started, and you just
see,
stood
I
there.
can't hear you because I can't hear. I'm going deaf. Anyway, just so my friends will know that I'm here too.
You are here.
Anyway, this is a weekend that Jeannie had planned a month or two ago to celebrate our 32nd anniversary and my 48th birthday.
Add a few.
57th birthday. But we had a little mix-up in arrangement, so we ended up coming this weekend. And this is the High Meadows Vineyard, and I just, my memory's going too. I'm just like your mother, Gene. I can't remember anything. But it's the High Meadows Vineyard Inn, I guess. And it is a Virginia historic landmark. This house was built in 1832. I think the back and the front part was built about 30 or 40 years later. It's owned by Peter and Jay Shuska. Since I'm going to send this to Peter and Jay, I hope I've got that name right. But it's a marvelous place to stay. And one of the highlights was meeting Luca and his wife Patty, who run the Barboursville Vineyard. He's from Italy. And it was a vintner's dinner, which was very special because they provided all the wines, and of course he had a little bit to say about each wine, and I learned a bit. He even, let's see, what have I left out?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Let's see, we had planned to take some video at UVA where Jeannie graduated, primarily because I wanted to send it to my nephew Jeff in San Francisco, who's thinking in terms of where to go to college, and I'd love to have him go near us. Let's see.
But we didn't take it because we couldn't find film.
Yeah, we didn't have any tape.
The photographer here, who never leaves home without it, didn't have any videotape.
And we didn't even have an argument about it, which would surprise all of our friends who knew us many, many years ago.
That's not true.
Let's see. What else? What else? Well, this is a sunset over the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Blue Ridge Mountains, taken from the, what are we standing on, sweetheart?
The balcony.
The balcony. I started to say patio. The balcony of our room in a bed and breakfast called High Meadows, Virginia. God, I can't even talk.
There are two squirrels up in the tree, running around.
I thought I just heard a gun go off.
I think you might have.
Local hunter, no doubt.
Turkey shoot time. Look at the squirrels. They're just running all around the top of the trees.
And in the background is a London taxi. Belongs to the owner, Peter. His wife, Jay. They bought that because her first cab ride was in a London cab. In London, no doubt. In 1967 when she was a student at the University of London. Nothing like constant zoom in and zoom out. But anyway, this cab is a 1967 model and it does run. And there is the squirrel Jeannie was talking about. Two of them. Of course, I'd get a much better shot of squirrels from our backyard. Well, Jeannie wants one more shot of the sunset. Now, Jean, would you say that to me one more time?
Say what to you?
What did you just ask me?
I said, do you know how to close the door without slamming it and making a whole bunch of noise? You hold the knob, you close the door, you turn the knob, you release the knob after the door is closed. You know, and I go blump.
My electronic gimmickry on the floor.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? I am filming our room. Of course, what I did just a second ago as I went downstairs and I ran back upstairs to do this taping rather, and I opened up the door and I said, what did I say? I said, Jean.
You said, don't take your, no, you didn't say Jean.
Oh.
You said, don't take your clothes off yet. And I hear you talking, thinking, who is he talking to?
I was in the wrong room. Fortunately, no one was there. No one locks their room here. This is referred to as the throne since it's an elevated water closet. Real exciting.
I would like to take off my clothes and lie down and take a nap for about a half an hour.
Well, I'm all for that.
Well, you run along,
Anytime.
Run along and photograph. Or whatever.
This is the building we're staying in, which is referred to as the Annex, which is another way of saying it is not the bed and breakfast. Yeah, this is the bed and breakfast. As I said a moment ago, this is the bed and breakfast, which just happened to be the site today of a wedding. We'll be back over here in about an hour for a dinner. It is to be a 6-course dinner with wines for each course provided by the Barbersville Winery, which is right down the road. And as I said, today there was a wedding. We have learned this is the site of many weddings since it's been opened since about 1967. More on that later. It is the next morning, and we are just about ready to walk across the meadow and have breakfast, which we really don't need after that wonderful but filling dinner last evening. But first, one thing I did not photograph or tape last night, which I think is worthy of recording. And finally, the view from the bathroom window. Jeannie woke me up early this morning to come and look at the sunrise, which was beautiful here because you couldn't see the sun, but it put all this foliage, what is left of it, in a magnificent gold. A little more energy, I would have got this camera out, but I just couldn't do it. And now to breakfast.
Going to eat again.
Before we discovered this little cutoff, the first night we walked down here, we walked up this way to the road, made a left turn, and I immediately fell in a drainage culvert. Not a drainage, well, I guess it was a drainage ditch. It was a ditch that was full of leaves.
Right there.
If I'm not careful, I'll do it again. Yeah, I fell right on my rear, right there. Say that again.
Said you just disappeared off the screen. Have to watch your step.
Now the meadow I photographed a moment ago is not the meadow we're going to walk through or over. This trail leads to that meadow. The road to High Meadows. What are they? Everything looks black and white through this viewfinder.
And that's a real deep, deep burgundy red clump of berries. And then there are these.
Now we've come to more or less the end of the lane, and this is the first of their, started to say outhouses. That's not right. I'm not sure what the word is, but outbuildings. Right. Roddy, the chef, and one of the two innkeepers lives here. And that's Callie walking up to Peter and Jay's home. The dog that does not know to not go on a road, that does not understand cars and roads. I'm not so sure that I do when I ride my bicycle. There's a little closer view of Callie.
Oh, here's Sue behind you.
And again, this is Peter and Jay's dog and house that I learned last night won an architectural award for the best home of 1,500 square foot. It's been nominated.
It's been nominated for the award for the best use of space in under 1,500 square feet houses.
And we know it's going to win.
Turn around and photograph Sue.
Oh, Sue. I couldn't figure which of the guests was Sue. And Sue is High Meadows Pony. There's one of the hands one of the guests whose credit card didn't go through. This is Don and Cheryl Hughes, who we met Friday night. They live in Fairfax, not far from us. They were telling us a story that they spent their honeymoon here, and the dining room where we first met them, or had dinner together, was the honeymoon suite back in 1986 or 87. And there is the High Meadows Vineyard Bed and Breakfast. Complete with gazebo that I'm sure is used for many weddings.
Now you know the back house.
And I think this is the last of the outbuildings, called the carriage house, I believe. I mentioned a little while ago that there was a wedding here last night, and this obviously is the bride and groom's car, or should I say four-wheel drive. It's kind of interesting because they spent the night in the High Meadows Inn, right next to the main gathering area. And what bed and breakfast would be complete without a vineyard? What you're looking at are Pinot Noir grapes, which Peter and Jay, with a little help and love from friends, planted, I think, in about 1986, 87. And these grapes go to a winery, if that's the right term, I should know. If anybody should know, I should know. Called Franklin, used to be called Simeon, where they're made into Pinot Noir.
It's called Franklin, honey. It's called Jefferson.
It's called Jefferson, not Jefferson, Franklin, whatever.
Madison, Monroe, whatever.
Yeah, Madison, Monroe. Anyway, to nobody's surprise, they used to make Pinot Noir wine, as well as a wine whose name escapes me, but it's a mixture of these grapes and Chardonnay. And one of the two wines was served to God, I started to say Khrushchev, but I meant Gorbachev when he visited here a number of years ago. And of course, if the current Russian president came to town, he would love to visit here with his fondness for the grape, or the hops, or whatever it is, the grain. And yes, folks, that is my lovely bride, Jean Rude, reliving her childhood. We were commenting last night that you don't usually see swings that have a wooden seat. Most of them have these rubber seats, but this is the old-fashioned swing.
The real swing.
How high can you go?
Oh, pretty high, but...
With Jeannie's accident record, I fear go for it.
This is the proper swing.
Yes, it is.
This is like our swing swing up at Auntie's that I fell out of.
You heard it here, folks. She fell out of.
It was the beginning of my illustrious injury career. I fell out of the swing just like that and sprained my arm and went to the common glory that night and was miserable.
Okay, say goodbye, Jean.
Bye, Jean. Then, of course, there's the porch swing.
The two things she wants most is a porch swing,
And a porch.
but a porch to put it on. Let's go have breakfast.
Okay.
You must have worked up an appetite by now.
Yeah. Okay. As good as usual.
This is the bridal suite.
So I go out Saturday morning to see. I have to keep things in line from Peter. He loves me so much. Well, there's always some secrets. I'm always running a challenge. So I go out one Saturday morning and just do secrets like this gal. I come dragging back in town. You know, just fun. But it's for him. All the shots on the stage.
Oh, this is the owner. This is the owner Jay, and the Hughes,
Getting ready to go in the garden with
and
their
the
teacups
Hughes
with a
from
couple of
Fairfax
pianos,
that
yeah.
we just talked about earlier. And I just noticed in the other dining room, which I did not have the nerve to video, was the bride and groom.
Yes, we
And,
have.
and Jeannie said, "Do they look rested?"
Doubtful.
But it was really different. It was light, and you know, it was almost like I said, it was almost like scalloped potatoes with corned beef in it with the egg, which was delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah, I liked it.
And this is Mary, our chef for this morning, and the innkeeper.
Well, it's a pretty little garden down here. It's beautiful. Chickadee, I see him too. That's the real birds, the real toy. The cardinals tend to nest in this big bush right.
Your youth and your 40s.
Quality to children. I'm surprised we even associate
Is that Generation X?
No, that's kind of a generation.
And here in early November, we have a rose yet blooming. And there's Callie, Jeannie,
By the way, yeah, this is my
Jay.
partner in life, Jay. Jay, this is Gail.
Gail, and Peter.
Jay.
A little better view of the gazebo. And Jeannie. And the garden. And the carriage house. And the horseshoe pit. And Peter and Jay's house. So we're now going to go visit the old duck pond. Another rose, no doubt a testament to Peter and Jay's gardening skills. Another potential accident. I mentioned Jeannie's accident-prone nature. I didn't mention the cycling accidents, the skiing accidents. You hear what?
I'm going to my expensive Anya shoes. I'm going to be in my hiking boots.
Well, see, Jeannie kind of dressed up for this trip. She,
I didn't dress up. I'm dressed to go home.
because she's back at the home of her college days, the ultimate prep school in the South, UVA.
What's this? Was I sleeping or something?
not like human food.
And what are their names?
They only eat duck food. Callie chases the ducks. I've seen a duck like
You say
that.
that's Frenchie?
Yeah, it's
What?
a ruin. R-O-U-E-N. Ruin duck.
Apparently these white ducks are what again, Jean?
They're Aylesbury ducks.
And what does that mean?
They are the eating ducks you dine on when ordering duck à l'orange.
But if we ever come here and they have duck à l'orange,
We'll know that they are rosemary and sage.
and this just makes our day, particularly Jeannie's, mine, but more so Jeannie's. So it's the lesser of two evils. Probably shouldn't have said that. I don't think he's evil. I just don't think he's very effective. But he will get my vote.
Well.
And just to show that a bed and breakfast owner's life is not all fun and games, here was Jeannie talking to Jay, doing a little yard work. Although I have a feeling she enjoys that. No doubt giving plenty of advice on how to dig up a yard. It is several hours later and we're at Wintergreen Resort looking at the Blue Ridge Mountains. We just had lunch in the Copper Vantage, and as our friends would expect, Wintergreen Resort is also a ski resort. And there she is doing what she does best, shopping. But actually, Jean, that's not what you do best. And that is where we were. And this is another view of where we were. Hello, Jean.
Hello again.
We are now on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and in the distance is the Shenandoah Valley. We're at an elevation of just over 3,000 feet. We're still on the parkway coming down from it, and this is the other side of the parkway, not the Shenandoah Valley. Someplace down there in Charlottesville where we're headed.